Hi there, welcome to Get Blissed. Thank you so much for the many questions that you've been sending our way. After reviewing them, we've decided that we should dedicate today's video to answering the questions about how to get started planning your wedding. So stay with us, and Taffy and I are going to be answering all of your questions.
The first question that came in from a lot of people is, what is the first thing that I should do when getting engaged and planning a destination wedding?
Everyone asks that question, and this may sound biased, but I think the very, very first thing you should do is hire a wedding planner. We would love to plan your wedding, obviously, but we might not be the right fit for you. Whoever you choose, definitely hire your planner first. That person is gonna have the most experience, they're gonna know all of the local vendors, they're gonna get the best rates, and they're going to be able to give you the best guidance. And one of the hardest things that I experience is when people call me and they say like, oh, we've already booked the hotel, and they send me a copy of the contract and I see things that I could have made better for them. Yeah, so whatever the case, hire your planner first. So we received a question from Aline Anna Doyen, and she's asking, how far in advance are you guys booking out?
Well, right now people are contacting us to book for weddings in 2023, but we're also getting a lot of leads for weddings in 2021. So it varies, but I would say between a 6-month to a 1-year planning time.
Mm-hmm. I think lately we've been getting a lot of inquiries that are around 18 months, which is fine too. We prefer 6 months minimum if we can have it.
Our next question came from XOXO Mishi. Are wedding planners able to do different aesthetic?
Yes, that's our favorite part. Our company specifically, I can't speak for everyone else, but we're a team of designers. We're very creative people, and if you see our feed on Instagram, it's not all the same. We have our own style, but we love being able to facilitate executing your wedding day in your own style and in your own vision. So the next question comes from @MansAway. What is the one thing that surprises most couples during the planning process with Bliss?
I think that would be how easy it is to plan your wedding. You're so far away from this destination and you're thinking about vendors and everything, and we're here to help you have a stress-free wedding planning process.
I agree. We have a lot of couples that I'll say, how's it going? Good. People keep asking us, are you stressed? And we say, no, should we be? And I say, no, you should not be stressed. That's what we're here for. Okay.
And we have another question from Siriana716. What did you suggest for couples who elope but want to have a post-ceremony reception?
We do that a lot. We have a couple who might get married in their hometown or elope somewhere, and then they want to have a big reception for either a destination wedding or something. And we just plan a cocktail hour, we plan a reception, they still have dancing, they have drinks, they have toasts. It's just like a general wedding and reception, but without the ceremony.
Right. A question that many people have asked is, how do I get started?
This is the question on everyone's minds. And after years of doing this and all of our experience with many, many, many couples, we have a system that works, and we recommend that we do things in a very specific order. And for our team specifically, and I can't speak for other planning teams, but we're very budget conscious. And the way that we execute our planning timeline, the way that we get started, is in order for us to protect your budget and manage your budget in the best way possible. So we recommend, number one, book your planner. The planner is gonna help you find the best vendors, handle a lot of communication, especially if you're in a destination where there's a foreign language. There are a lot of factors, but you need to hire your planner first. We're not legal pros, but we look at a lot of contracts. So usually I can see when there's a red flag or when I need to ask more questions, and these are things that you won't have the advantage of, you won't have help with if you don't have your planner on your team yet. So that's gonna be first. Next thing is you're gonna pick your venue, which means you're also gonna pick your date. And that's so important. It's very easy when you're planning your wedding to put the cart before the horse, and you get, especially if you're a design person like we are, and you start thinking about, I really want to do this beautiful champagne tower or this beautiful installation in my ceremony. And those are amazing things that we're definitely going to talk about, but it doesn't make sense to think about them first. We need to talk about your venue, pick a date. Sometimes your hotel and venue are not the same thing, so then we need to do that next. Then we need to do your key vendors, which is gonna be photo and video, hair and makeup. Then we're gonna go to entertainment. Yeah, we need to book transportation. There's so many. And then the very last thing we're gonna do is the design. And the reason why we do that, it's a thing that everyone wants to do first, right? Everyone wants to talk about it first, and we want to talk about it. But the reason we wait is because if you have a year, we want you to spend as much time as possible seeing new trends emerging in the market, find new photos that inspire you, and not get cornered into something that was a little bit dated 9 months ago.
Right, and it happens a lot that most of the couples start with an idea of how they want their wedding, and then after a few months, something new comes out, a new trend, and then they totally change their whole design. So it's very important to leave it at the end, and once you have your final decision.
Absolutely. We've looked at everyone's, mood boards, and they start with one thing, and as you scroll down, they start to evolve, and we want you to have the time to do that. The other reason why we save design to the end is because by the time we get there, you'll most likely have a clearer picture of your head count, which means that we'll have a clearer idea of your budget and how much we have available to spend on design. It's very important to us that we protect your budget, and we like to do design towards the end.
And exactly how you say, the budget is a very important thing for us. And at the beginning, we have estimate maybe 100 people, and that covers most of your budget. But once you're going towards the end, you have less people, well, you have more money to spend on your design.
Exactly.
So people also ask us, when do I send my invitations, or how about my RSVPs?
This is a very good question. It's very good to ask it because we want you to know when to send your invitations out. It's important that you have this conversation with your planning team because they're gonna put together a planning timeline, and it's gonna address when each major milestone needs to be crossed off your list. Invitations, so your venue or your hotel is gonna require your final head count, all of your allergy information, your layout, all of those details 30 days before your wedding, which means that your planning team needs to know your head count before that. So if you can plan on having your RSVP 60 to 90 days before your wedding date, that would be ideal. And your invitations need to go out 6 to 8 weeks before that. It's important to remember that this is for destination. If you're working with a local planner in a local community and it's all local guests, that timeline changes a lot. So talk to your planning pro and you guys make a plan together. To sum up, the first 5 things that you need to do to get started planning your wedding are book your planner,
Book your venue,
book your host hotel,
book your key vendors,
and the last thing is going to be the design.
Thank you for all your questions. We had so much fun today. Keep sending them to us. We will respond to them.
And make sure you like our video and follow our YouTube channel, Get Bliss. You can also follow us on social media at Events by Bliss. We will see you next time.